How many songs have I written? My goodness. You think about, I've written over 100 this year. This January will be 14 years as a professional songwriter. You're talking about 1,300 probably. My passions are songwriting and then the outdoors. I think sometimes I'm a little more passionate about hunting and fishing than I am writing, and I'm just blessed to be able to do what I love. Me and Craig Wiseman, a guy named Red Akins, we're at Craig's office, and I looked on his wall, and on his wall he had a clock. It was a Beatles clock, and I remember looking at it going, man, when we grew up, we didn't listen to the Beatles. We listened to Bocephus. And I said, well, the boys around here don't listen to the Beatles, run old Bocephus through a jukebox needle at the honky-tonk, where they boot stomp all night. And I went, what? Because I was so proud of myself for spitting the whole first verse out, really. And Craig said, that's right. I was not your typical songwriter. Most of my buddies played in bands growing up, and I was 24 years old, I think, before I ever picked a guitar up.
How in the world do you know what button to use?
And at the time, Luke Bryan had just moved to Nashville. And so I'd call him and be like, hey man, check this out. And they were terrible songs, but I think he realized that naturally I was on to something and encouraged me to move up there. I just dropped everything I was doing down here and took off to Nashville, and the rest it took off from there. I met Luke, it's a funny story. I was hunting this old guy's place in Smithfield, Georgia, which is about 10 minutes from where we are right now. And I had permission from the owner. And there was a farmer involved that had given Luke permission. And I keep seeing these four-wheeler tracks going in my hunting property. It was 257 acres. One day I come in there and there was a silver truck, this Chevrolet four-wheel drive. And I said, I got him. And I left a note on the window and it was strongly worded. You get on somebody else's hunting property, that's a big deal. And it was Luke. It's crazy that we met fighting over a deer hunting little 257 acre lease. Now we're making music together and it's crazy. Standing up there with your buddy getting awards and stuff, it's pretty insane.
You don't find him on the surface. No son, you gotta go a little deeper. Yes. And that's where you find the keepers.
I get a lot of my inspiration and ideas in the woods, in a deer stand, in the duck blind. Stuff starts popping in your head and listening to conversation and then thinking about back home or telling a story about back home, and they really go hand in hand together, writing and hunting and fishing for sure. Since an early age, hunting was what you did, and when you're a songwriter and you're trying to write a song for the masses, you can't fake it. When I write a song, it's about real life experiences, and hunting, fishing, loving every day. There's your prime example. That's a song that we wrote about hunting, fishing, and loving every day, and it's a miracle that Luke Bryan actually put it out, but it's not surprising to me that it was successful because there's a lot of people out there that do what we do, and that's why I can write what I know and it translates into a hit record. Yeah, I be hunting, fishing, loving every day. That's a prayer that a country boy prays. Thank God he made me this way. Hunting, fishing, and loving every day. You gotta live. If you don't live, if you don't experience things, if you don't ride dirt roads and wake up the next morning with a cup of coffee with your buddy and go fishing daylight and watch the smoke come off the water, you're not living. And that is so important to songwriting. Experiencing stuff like that in life is actually doing it. You can't fake it.
Look. You wanna hold it? That's right.
Look at that.
Now that I've got a son and I'm married, my world revolves around my family, and I go to work. So I have to look at things different, and I struggle with keeping a happy medium in seriousness and keeping it fun. And that's why I co-write.
In the second verse,
Hold up them horns real
where it
quick.
says, whistling in Dixie, coming through the trees, on that banjo. God, dog, that's good. I feel like I should cover my heart.
They were whistling Dixie coming through the trees.
12 gauge sound like an M16.
In the duck line, having us a good time. High five every time they fly by. Rowboat duck in the middle of the spread. Got sausage on the grill and a piece of white bread in the duck line.
My edge as a writer is I've lived it. You know, it's God-given talent. I think it gives me an edge, obviously, but man, there's a lot of us trying to write songs, and I feel like I've just got a little bit of a leg up on them because of how I grew up and how I live my life every day.
Feet sticking up will make a mallard duck float in the duck line.